aviation seminars and tours to high school students. Our media channel, we provide our audience with relevant information on aviation filled through panel discussions, interviews with aviation professionals. We offer high school students the Junior Aviator course to broaden their understanding of aviation as well as increase their chances of getting into top aviation schools. We also offer Aviation Refresher and Advanced course on aviation topics. All our courses are carefully designed by aviation experts with international aviation qualifications in a wide range of aviation disciplines. The courses are designed to equip aviators with modern and relevant skills applicable in today's aviation world. Inspire, equip, empower, Flight Wings Aviation.
A pleasant good evening, everyone. Greetings, and welcome to the Big Sky with your host Isaac Yami. And happy Thursday, the Aviation Thursday, being brought to you proudly by Flight Wings Aviation. And like always, I'm always excited to be here and get to explore the aviation culture. So, if you're new right now and you're new to this page, we are in Flywings Aviation is an educational consultancy which is driven by the mantra that says empower and inspire your set of generation of aviators. So if you haven't liked, subscribed, please do share with your friends. Everything aviation happens on this channel, and you're currently tuned in possibilities of aviation. And by no means without wasting much time, I am with a special guest today, and his name is Matthew Kufa. Good greetings, sir.
Good evening, how are you, Isaac?
I'm awesome. How are you doing?
I think I'm doing okay.
Awesome. It has been a long day coming. Obviously we should have been live like a couple of minutes ago, but needless to be, we are here now, which is still great. And thank you so much for from people who are tuning in. And one thing we like doing here is we like to believe that we are international. We like to believe that we cut across so many places. So wherever you're watching us from, please do tell us in the comment section this and that I'm watching you from. And like I said, you feel free to use the comment section as well to ask further questions and further clarifications that you want to know about my guest and aviation as a whole. All right, so diving into today's animated discussion, Mr. Matthew, let's break the ice a little bit. Let's hear who Mr. Matthew is, but it's a concise introduction because we're going to speak about a lot. So just let's break the ice. Just familiar with the guests and move from there. Who is Matthew T Kufa?
So basically, Matthew T Kufa is a 22-year-old aspiring aeronautical engineer basically try and find his way along life. I would say it like that.
Size that is basically whetting the appetite of our viewers generally. Like yeah, you took it overboard, but which is exactly nice and is the best way to kickstart our show. So let's briefly talk about your background and how did you get to be where you are in terms of your educational qualification.
All right. So basically, when I was in one I took up sciences. So it's the kind of classes where you take biology, chemistry, and so then that one is taking the A whereby I took maths, physics, and chemistry. And then from there, that's how I applied for aeronautical engineering at the University of Zimbabwe, and I got a placement right there.
Wow. And how did the aviation start? I mean, because you're quite young, and how did how did this all start? Like the idea of it, like what inspired you? Where did you get the idea from? And then take us back to the initial stages.
This is actually funny because I have an uncle, and we used to fix cars together. So then, from time around Form 2, I was involved in a lot of Indian builds for motor vehicles, that is. And then, so I think by around Form 3, Form 4, I had already figured out much of what I wanted to figure out in cars, and I was pretty much looking for something new to venture in. In time around lower six, I remember when I got into a room, like I was allocated into a room that was in the second floor, and you'd always see birds flying and landing, and it fascinated me. And then also looking at the fact that, of course, now that I know better, it's not true, but then back in the day, I used to think that the air was a vast space whereby you had a lot of freedom, and you could just take up in the skies and do whatever you want. Well, now it's like the basic of my inspiration. I just thought there was so much freedom in the air, and there was a lot to see from that view. Like you could really tell from the scenic beauty of the world, from the world above, that man, this is a great way to see life. So I really wanted to see that this guy.
I would actually love for you to explain what you meant when you say the sky is not so free and all that. Like, what exactly do you mean technically? I mean, to the guests who are new and who are young, like like tell us what that means. How's the airspace like?
All right, so from a standpoint of view of anyone, basically, you would think that if you manage to get something with wings and an engine, you can fly. You know, you can try it out and take off and fly. But then there are a lot of regulations as to what takes up in the sky. So if you ever want to fly anything at all, then you need to adhere to the rules of air navigation, and there are really strict requirements pertaining to safety, pertaining to air routes. There are pathways in the airspace where you actually allocated a certain route if you are to fly in the sky, and if you are to perhaps fly in your own private airbase, it doesn't have to intersect with the flight paths or be in the way of the civil aviation aircraft. So that pretty much should be or just
I think we lost you for a few, or you guys lost me. Either way.
all right, all right.
You were explaining
Which
something.
part did you last say?
No,
All
I
right.
think I think
So
there's
I
a
was
part
saying
where
that in the
yeah.
air, yes. So I feel like in
Yeah,
the Air Force,
continue.
right, for you to for you to be able to fly anything, there are rules and there are standards whereby you need to adhere to. And then your route or whatever flight script that you're going to use in that period of time, it mustn't intersect with the normal pathways of civil aviation aircraft. So then that basically means that you are confined to first adhere to whatever requirements that they have for your vehicle or for your aircraft to be able to fly. And yeah, that pretty much means that it's not as free as you can just
It's
pick up
nice
one
as
day, make
free.
your own aircraft. Yes, yes, yes. And just take stuff like
Sure.
that.
So as you technically explained that as well, like to people who are new, according to you, I mean, I've had so many guests who are aeronautical engineers as well on this show. But then, from your point of view, how do you define it in a very simple way to a normal person? Like, what is it that you're aspiring to be, and what is it an aeronautical engineer, and what opportunities are available, as in terms of occupation, and what do they become? We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Still, we still can't hear you. Hello, you still there? We still can't hear you. We can't. I think we're having technical difficulties there. But anyways, as he tries to fix this, like I said, if you're wondering what this is basically a show which is presented by Flywings Aviation, which is an educational consultancy which deals with aviation. We offer workshops, we offer awareness campaigns, we we offer everything educational. We have online courses, and if you want to know more, please do visit our website, which is flywingsglobal.com, and you'll be privileged to see what we have to offer. Matthew, are you here now? Still can't hear you. We can't still hear you. Hello, Matthew. I think you might need to try without your AirPods, maybe. Hello. I think you need to log in and log out as well. Okay, okay. As we wait for him, like I said, feel free to use our comment section. Ask us anything you want to know. And like I said, we're an educational consultancy and we deal with workshops, educational courses, online courses, you name it. And it's a privilege. Every Thursday we have this arrangement, which is called the Big Sky, where I get to talk and break down serious stuff with aviation individuals and so forth. So it's a pleasure if you're on this page, and feel free to look us up on our social medias platforms or socials and our website as well.
Flight Wings Aviation is an organization whose sole purpose is to inspire and equip the next generation of aviators. We achieve this by offering educational aviation seminars and tours to high school students. Our media channel, we provide our audience with relevant information on aviation filled through panel discussions, interviews with aviation professionals. We offer high school students the Junior Aviator course to broaden their understanding of aviation as well as increase their chances of getting into top aviation schools. We also offer Aviation Refresher and Advanced course on aviation topics. All our courses are carefully designed by aviation experts with international aviation qualifications in a wide range of aviation disciplines. The courses are designed to equip aviators with modern and relevant skills applicable in today's aviation world. Inspire, equip, empower, Flight Wings Aviation.
Hello, can
Hello,
you
Mr.
hear me?
Matthew. Awesome. Oh my great. Yes, perfectly.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
We're back.
Yeah, we are back, right back, and we're ready for you. So
All right.
so yeah, I was asking you that how do you explain aeronautical engineering to a layman, to a normal person? I've heard several definitions. I've interviewed so many aviation people, but then according to you, I'm curious, how do you explain it to a young individual?
All right. I would say that aeronautical engineering is the design and or manufacture of aircraft as well as maintaining them. So I think
Wow.
that pretty much sums it up. Yes.
Of explaining and simplifying things very, very, very well. And what kind of opportunities do people look into when they become aeronautical engineers?
Well, actually,
I'm
people.
asking this because I'm sure we would love to believe young individuals could have the opportunity of watching and learning what they want to aspire, whatever they want to aspire to be in this field, and get to have good advice as well. So probably that's the reason why I'm asking. So go on.
Yes, yes, definitely. Well, you can pursue a number of things with aeronautical engineering. For example, you can design aircraft. That's number one. Then number two, you can have an opportunity in maintaining the aircraft. Uh, this goes for both in civil and military sectors. And then you can also be in drone designs and drone operations because they pretty much operate on the same principles, but then the drones, they're more small scale. And then I've seen a number of aeronautical engineers find their way through design of automobiles. For example, I'm pretty sure you've seen in Formula One racing, those
Hmm.
cars, they show like immense aerodynamic properties. So you can also be involved with that because they also use wings for aerodynamics and they pretty much apply the same principles when it comes to that. And then lastly, you can actually venture into aerospace. They are pretty much related, but then they're not the same thing. So from aeronautical, you can choose to branch into aerospace engineering as well. So I would say that those are the, the number of opportunities that one can actually look towards when they study aeronautical engineering.
Oh, nice. And I think the earlier part of the show, why what attracted you much to aviation, basically.
All right. With aviation, it was more of thrill. I wanted to know how it works. For example, you would wonder why can't humans fly? You'd see birds take off and then fly around, make a loop, and then come back and land. So then everything that I was surrounded with that was perhaps related to engineering, I could find an explanation to. But then when it came to the aspect of flight, I always found a number of blank spaces that weren't answered. So that kind of keenness towards it, I was eager to know more, and I decided to venture into it. And yeah, I can rightfully say that I've enjoyed that part. Yeah.
Hmm. Nice. And in that regard of you enjoying the path, can you take us through the journey and what have you been through and any challenges and any victories as well? Like tell us how has the journey been like and what did you face or what are you facing and how do you conquer certain obstacles and what kind of victories do you have achieved as you go with the journey?
All right. I think my first challenge was soon after A level. I tried to look for a placement in South Africa because I had been told that here in Zimbabwe they didn't offer it. So then I went to South Africa. I remember it was just after February. So it was time around March, and that was 2018. So then I realized that I'm now in SA, and then they had already done their intake. So then here I was in South Africa, and I'm thinking that I have to wait up until August for the next application window, and of which that would mean that I was going to have a period of time whereby I was just waiting and I couldn't help my situation because there's nothing that I could do but just wait. So then I remember it was Saturday, and then I received a call from my dad, and he said that they are now offering aeronautical engineering at UZ, and the deadline was Tuesday. So on Sunday, I was rushing up the whole day. I was trying to pack and leave. So I left on Monday morning, and then Tuesday was the deadline date, and I applied on the last date of the deadline. So apparently there were no guarantees because when I got to the University of Zimbabwe as well, I realized that that program was being offered to postgraduates. So this was applying for people that already had a diploma or a degree in the industry of engineering. And then you can imagine you're coming from another country just to apply. And then you find out that you're not even eligible for that application. So I would say that was one of the biggest challenges I faced because I was just struck down and I was hopeless and I was trying to look at any other option
that was available because what I had come back for wasn't even on the platter for me. So yeah, I would say that was the biggest challenge.
So how did you then overcome this obstacle?
I would say it was a leap of faith because even though I knew it wasn't being offered for undergrads, I still went on to put it on top of the list. So on number one, I put aeronautical engineering. On number two, I put mechanical engineering, and then as my last option, it was electrical because I always found electrical engineering to be very tough. So I still put it first. And I remember on that day I was with my mother, and then she was like, "Do you still want to go through with it?" And I was like, "Yes, I would still want to apply, even though the stakes were definitely telling me that this is not the program for me." But then I just went on through with it.
Yeah, awesome. And talking about your mom, and let's talk about the support you have in terms of your career and everything. Like, tell us how's your family like in terms of being supportive?
Yeah, I would really say that my family is very supportive. And when it comes to how I've realized the definition of family isn't only by blood, because I've had a lot of support from friends as well. There's some doubts that you may have inside you that you can't openly say to perhaps someone like your parent because you'd be thinking that I made a bold move to choose this program, right? And then they asked you, do you want to go through with this? And then you are like, yes, I want to go through with it. And now you're in a state of doubt. In those times, I always found it very comforting to also go through friends and even my family. In those times, they always reassured me, like, you can just keep on waiting, let's keep on praying about it, you get a placement. So I can really say that family and friends are all part of the family that we can define right now because they really offered me great support throughout the process.
Ah, awesome. And and also in that line of the support that you have, like um what kind of advice do you give people who have a family that's not so supportive? It might not be in terms of financial aspect, but tell me the benefits of a supportive family in terms of your career, because aviation is like a big thing. I mean, the same people who do not have it easy because it's so huge, and people think it's not attainable, and people think it costs so much money, so people are quickly to raise it up and quickly throw it down. Mm, like, tell us the benefits of having a very supportive family. Either way, they're supporting you mentally or physically or financially.
Yes, yes. Definitely, I would say that there are a lot of benefits to it because usually when someone is a desire, the last thing that they want to hear from someone else is that you can't attain it. So it's a really great feeling to have people believe in you and keep on telling you that you're good for it, and where there is a will, there is a way. To say that whatever you're aiming for, whatever you're gunning for, nothing is impossible. That pretty much gives you the energy to continue to say that I want to pursue this. And it gives you an edge because even when it comes to the information that you do not know, you are prepared to figure it out, and they are also prepared to be with you in that state of not having enough information. So I think continued support goes a long way, especially mentally, because usually how you see things becomes what they actually are. If you see things as achievable, then they often become achievable. If you see them as a long shot, they often become long shots.
Ah, awesome. And as well, in your bio, you mentioned that you'd love to contribute towards the aviation sector in Zim and SADC. Can you talk about the current situation of of Zim and SADC as a region when it comes to aviation?
All right. First of all, I would say that in as much as I would want to speak much upon it, there are more professionals and more experts who are in a better position to speak on that matter. But from the information that I've been exposed to and what we've gone through, I can say that we just need perhaps more time and more resources, which will enable us to finally resurrect our aviation industry. And I've seen that most countries in the Southern African region, they're benefiting from, or they're managing to boost the aviation industry by making alliances with bigger companies. So then they can consolidate traffic. Let's say there is a flight from, say, United Arab Emirates to Harare, right? And then that flight makes a first stop in Zambia. Instead of the Emirates proceeding to go to perhaps Zimbabwe or South Africa, you can have smaller aircraft companies or smaller flying companies ferry those people from the centralized point to respective shorter and local destinations. And I think it would be a good way for us to sort of like be complementing and making alliances with bigger flying companies. I think that can really put us in a better position to resurrect our aviation industry as well.
Ah, awesome. And what do you think would be your contribution then? And in terms of, I think this is a time where you talk about your plans maybe briefly.
Yes, yes, yes. I think I would want to be directly involved in the design of efficient technology and environmentally compliant technology. Uh, because right now I see that the world is going towards electrification of vehicles and even flight. I think we're at a point whereby we are really worried about our carbon footprint and the impacts that we have on the environment. So I would really say that that would be the first priority to have more efficient aerodynamic properties on aircrafts, meaning that if you can be able to burn less fuel and still carry out the same routes, I think that would be very beneficial to us, and as well as trying to maintain and keep what we already have in terms of the aircraft and the structural systems in place towards our aviation.
Ah, interesting. And as well, like what are your aspirations in general? Like what is the entire picture that you aim to paint in terms of your career? Are you going to be just an aeronautical engineer, or maybe gonna look into actually flying, or what's your vision? What's your end goal? With this canvas that you've been given, what are you painting? Give us a
All
sneak
right.
peek of what you're painting.
All right. I think I would say that I'm more into aerodynamics, which has to do with wings and the propeller blades. So I think the picture that I would want to paint with the canvas that I'm given is to keep on improving the aerodynamics of any aircraft to just make it efficient as possible and for us to be able to fly for as long as possible using as little fuel as possible, because we can do that with aerodynamics. We can make them more efficient, we can make them more compliant, because once you have an aircraft that is efficient aerodynamically, it means that it can use less fuel. It means that we lower the carbon footprint, which we are worried about right now. So I think I would move towards making more efficient aircraft designs so that we burn less fuel, we still manage to fly long routes, at the same time reducing our carbon footprints. I would say that in a nutshell, that's what I would want to move towards.
Hmm. Awesome. A slight caveat on the side. Who's Matthew apart from serious engineering side? How can you describe yourself to another person? I mean, most of the time, aviators they look like they're people who are too serious. And obviously, I always want to ask, how's your social life? Kind of. How do you balance the two, and so forth? Tell us, do you have any hobbies, and how do you keep sane in this industry as well?
All right, all right. I actually do have what I would say a healthy social life. I think it's more of the people that I have around me more than what I'm actually capable of doing to bring upon that balance. I would say that I'm really lucky to have very supportive friends, very accommodating friends. So when it's time to put in the work, we are all putting in the work. And when we find that calmness in the eye of the storm, we use that time to have a chat, to go out for a braai, to just, have that normal conversation without titles, without anything else, just one human talking to another human. And I think I always find that most relaxing. And in terms of hobbies, I also do play the guitar, and I always find that
Absolutely,
especially.
you look like a guitar player for some reason. I don't know how a guitar player looks like, but I resonate. I resonate. I resonate. I mean, it's just making sense. Okay, do you play the guitar? Go on.
Yeah, yeah. I think I started playing in 2018. I remember that time I was just interested in music. So I
From
think music
scratch.
is from scratch. Yes, I actually had to go through the whole process using YouTube tutorials and all that. I didn't have a
Wow,
professional guitar teacher to take me through the steps. Yeah.
wow. How good are you now? You can fill up a stadium.
Um,
How good are you?
Yeah, I would say I'm doing okay. I've performed once, but without my parents knowing. They only got to know afterward because I was afraid they would worry that I'm about to leave the aeronautical degree and go straight into music.
Oh my goodness. Do you think there is a chance, or there could have been a chance where you would do that though? I mean,
Well, I would say that music is something that I started, or playing the guitar rather, to really affirm myself and to find something that was very specific to me. So I think going professional would have spoiled it for me because it was a hobby. It was something that I would go to whenever I'm feeling low, whenever I'm feeling jovial. So I think it kind of sets the tone for any situation because when you're feeling low, you can play something that's slow, that's jazzy. And when you're feeling great and jovial, you can always tone it up a little bit and then still enjoy your music. So yeah, I don't think I would
so
ever
I,
go
I
professional.
so I assume you're a singer as well.
I can make do, but I'm not the best.
You can make do, but you're not the best.
Yes.
Ah,
Yeah.
it's quite amazing as well. I mean,
Thank
it's
you.
healthy to be able to. But I'm also wondering how's a day in Matthew Kufa's life like? Like how hectic is it in terms of where you are right now in your career? How do you describe your day to someone?
All right. The days they're usually packed. You do get one of those free days every once in a while, but then the regular day is that you'd probably be waking up from a very late night, sleeping around the AMs. And I'm pretty sure, yes, the people like my friends and my family can confirm that. So you'd be waking up from a very, very late evening, and then it's usually you would want to do a lot of things before you start your day, like exercising, eating healthy, but then sometimes you actually find yourself missing breakfast. So you'd be just in a rush because you'd be very much exhausted. But then it's usually classes from like 8 up to 1, and then 1 to 2 we have lunch. And then after lunch, we have lectures up until 4. That's for classes. But then I'm also trying to handle work on the side. So I'm part of a drone group that's upcoming, and we are looking forward to making a drone that can perhaps help in agricultural tasks, search and rescue, surveying, the likes of that tasks. So trying to handle the degree and handling work as well, it can be overwhelming at times, but then you just need to find that fine line whereby you maintain and you align yourself to it, and you just keep on keeping on. And whenever you need help, there's always someone who can offer you help. There's always someone who can support you through the process. So I would say that the days they're packed, but you can make do. You can definitely make do. You can definitely handle.
Oh, amazing, 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 amazing. So, as you say that, oh yeah, I wanted to mention that I'm also a drone pilot as well. I think recently, and it's cool. I'm enjoying. And when I started this journey of interviewing aviators, that was very far from my mind. But one of these days, I just saw myself order a drone online. So I kind of resonate when you
Wow.
mentioned about drones and stuff, and they are really the future. And I mean, they're fun to use as well. I mean, it's really, really, really
That,
incredible. So
that's amazing. That's
as we go
amazing.
into
Like, I'm actually excited. That's really amazing.
yeah, yeah, a recent
No,
I think promoting like doing maybe drone things, but yeah. So people should watch the space. We should watch the space. Definitely, definitely
definitely, my excitement is beyond
going
words.
to go.
I'm definitely gonna be buzzing you after this. I'm definitely gonna be all up in the inbox, going,
Show
bro,
thing,
how are we
show
doing
show
this?
thing, show thing.
Yeah,
I'm a
definitely,
DJI lover. I'm I'm quite that guy. So yeah, it's quite interesting, and it's been a revelation. Yeah.
definitely, definitely.
So as we I think people in the chat are also talking about you and cars, and so I think it's only natural that you enjoy. Share a little bit about cars. I mean, everybody has been they. It's not like he hasn't mentioned his love for cars. It's a topic for another day. The another day is right here, right now, in the stream. There we go. What's this love for cars?
Yeah, I'm truly a car fanatic. They're so right, and trust me, their reactions, they're justified. They have every right to be blowing up the
How's your
comments
driving?
about
How's your
cars.
driving?
I would
How's your
say,
driving?
yeah, I would like to think I'm a good driver. Yeah,
A
yeah.
speedy one.
Yeah, a
A
speedy
very
one, a
speedy one.
drifty one. Yes. I think it
Have you
can
ever
be
gotten a fine before?
fine. Well, a fine would imply that they actually caught up. So maybe I'm that much of a slow driver. But then I've been
And
keeping
guess
out.
what? Okay. I was like, guess what? I hope I guess this is your brother. He says he flies low when it comes to cars.
Trust me, man.
I
I
can
tried to
imagine.
run away from that. I really tried to run away from that, but yes, I think when it comes to it, when there's a need, I can definitely cruise. Yes, definitely.
Sure thing. So that means you know how to fix cars as well. I mean, because you're into the air thing, so it means fixing cars is also a thing for you, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think this month I've managed to be involved in three engine rebuilds. The other two they're still pending.
Wow.
So yeah, whenever I get time, I go to the garage with that uncle of mine, and then we put them down, we put them back up together. And that brother of mine who was saying that I fly low, you should see his driving, man. Yeah,
It's
he's
also
he's
insane.
just he's just a hypocrite for saying that. He is one driver whom I know to be very fast, and
Maybe real recognizes real. I mean, maybe he's just saying it from a real perspective. It's like real recognizes real. Yeah,
yeah,
and yeah,
definitely.
people are here for you for sure. Some people say that you love food. but we won't talk about food. I will respect you. I will keep that one. I'll keep that one below the belt. Probably me and you will just discuss it like offline.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But then also I want to ask you as well, like how does it feel? What's the feeling when you fix something? I mean, the when you dismantle something and everything and stuff. What is the part that makes you love what you do and what you're learning, and what is that part that drives you? I mean, in terms of fixing things, is it therapy? What is it to you?
All right. I was actually fortunate enough. There is a very close relation between cars and some aircraft engines. For example, the piston engines. So in cars, we have the normal engine that we know, and then in aircrafts, you have like manufacturers like Homing, like Continental, and they also have piston engines. And then I think the through in fixing is the challenge. You'd want to know what it like what is the problem that we're looking to solve, and especially when there is a problem with an engine. Let's say it's misfiring, let's say it's producing less power. There is fun in troubleshooting, there is fun in trying to figure out what's wrong with the engine, and it's the truth is in the challenge. It's in solving something, seeing something performing very purely before you get your hands on it, and then now that you get your hands on it, it's working better. It's like a total transformation. I think it's something that's similar to the same feeling that you get after helping someone, whereby someone was in a worse place, but then now they're in a better state because you have influenced that change. So I would say it's very much the same thrill with fixing stuff.
Ah,
Yes.
oh, nice, 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 nice. Unfortunately, I would love to be here forever online live probably, but we can't do so. But for for the sake of the show, as we draw to a conclusion, I mean, but we're welcome to always continue so that
Yes.
those ones who are in the comment section, yeah, sadly, yeah, I'll get to have some exclusive info after this. But it's a pleasure. It was a pleasure having you on the show. And one of our main targets when it comes to what we do is inspiring the young individuals, the grassroots, the upcoming, the young ones, and we want to go as young as it can get, as young as 6 year
Yes.
olds, as young as 9 year olds, as young as 10 year olds. What do you have for the young one who could accidentally bump into the stream when it comes to aviation? What kind of advice would you give them? And in a space of a minute, what would you say to a young individual who's very young, mind you? What can you tell them? Inspiring words, words of encouragement. Go
All
ahead.
right. I would say go for it. There is no mountain that's too high to climb, and the mountain will not get smaller, but you definitely go stronger because humans were made to adapt. So go for it. There is no obstacle that you can't overcome. Whatever problem you face along the way, it's worth the struggle, and you definitely come out better than you were when you began.
Awesome. Are you also a politician in some secret life? I mean, you you say things with adequacy, and it's straight to the point. You do not leave us hungry. I mean, come on. How's your speech is perfect, but it's all right, man. It's all right. It was a pleasure, and I enjoyed. And one of the things I usually do at the very last moment, I like rolling down the red carpet to my guests, and
Okay.
I am gonna roll down the red carpet, and then I'm gonna ask you to tell us what you're up to, how people can support you, and where people can follow you, and so forth. There we
All
go.
right.
Over to you.
All right. Well, I do not post much, but then if there are people who would want me to do so, I would definitely look towards that. So you can follow me on my Instagram. It's Matthew T Kufa. I think that's the only social media platform that I'm
Yeah,
really
it's
active
private. It's
on.
private. You should make it. I mean, you should make it public. I mean, you're a public figure. Come on, come on.
I would definitely do that soon after this. And then right now, I'm moving towards the completion of my degree. I'm moving towards the drone cohort group to try and make it out there as well. And yes, I think if you'd want to support me, just spread the positive energy, keep positivity going on, even to anyone else that's not me. Never have the audacity to kill someone's courage. Whenever you must say can't, it's when you're saying that something is impossible because nothing is. So I would definitely say that keep the positive energy going on, and yes, definitely we will cross paths in the future, and I'm definitely sure it will be pleasurable.
Sure thing. Thank you so much, Mr. Matthew T Kufa. It was a pleasure. It's always a pleasure sharing a moment, sharing inspiring words, and sharing an inspiring conversation with people who are doing things that matter in life. So, with that said, thank you so much. Thank you so much to our viewers who are watching right now, or you're gonna watch the stream later on. Thank you so much. Your support is incredible. We're growing, and we're about to finish season 3. It's we've been going, and like I said, this is an incredible show. And if you want to catch up and find out what has been happening season 1, season 2, I've been having opportunities that I would have never seen myself get into interview people of the aviation community. So I'm blessed, and I'm blessed that people support. So with that in mind, from the team, Flight Wings Aviation, the Big Sky, I was your host. I'm still your host, and my guest was Matthew. Thank you so much, and it's a bye from everyone and from the team. Bye for now.
Okay.